everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Woohoo! Let's rock it with your host, Suitman, in the house. We're going to have a lot of fun, of course. And, man, drama on the streets. Hex is used to drama. Hex has drama all the time. That's part of the crypto world. And, of course, it is fun times. Opportunities. There's always opportunities. And, of course, I'd like to thank Mr. Postman. Thanks, Mr. Postman. For the Hex buying opportunity. That's all I can say there. You take from that what you will, but I think that's pretty cool. We've got a poll in the house as well. Did you catch the Hex dip? And we're going to talk about more about the Hex price later on. We got yes, partial limit order full. Imagine that some of those limit orders probably failed. Maybe it happened so fast, who knows? And of course, the no there as well. So obviously a lot of people will be in the no camp, probably the biggest no for this poll than ever. But this is the way it goes. Let's see who is in the house here. We've got a couple of people, so let's jump in. We've currently got an AMA on at the moment as well. Our first AMA held by Fat Sammy and Brian in the Discord, which is going pretty well. So we actually might just jump to that briefly. And I think we've still got that going on at the moment. Yeah, so you can see we've got our first AMA. We're going to have workshops and AMAs on in there. So AMAs on projects that we think are pretty good. And of course, obviously, Pulsechain Hex and things like that. We have workshops around Hex and Pulsechain, things like that coming up as well. So it really is cool. It looks like a good turnout for the first one. And that's pretty exciting. Discord also is hitting, it's actually smashed up over the 950 mark. So welcome. We've done 950. That's pretty amazing. Heading towards the big 1,000. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. And we've got such a great community, great info as well. Really is cool. It's just really growing nicely in this bear market as we head towards the future with Pulsechain and stuff like that coming out. So huge stuff there. Very, very exciting. We got a couple of comments. I'm going to put in just a congrats to everybody. So let's put in the everybody before we get in the chat there. Everybody, and congrats. Discord hits 900 and I guess 950 members. Let's put community members. So cool. Correct. Congrats, Discord. Hex token. Let's put a Hex token. Hex token. Discord hit 950 members. So huge. Grow. That's the way we like. And send. Away we go. Bam, like that. So that's pretty cool. Now put a little party on that one, and we might as well have a little bit of party. Let's go for that. Where's my favorite one? Yep, it's my favorite one. I love winning crashes. It is an absolutely hilarious movie. Definitely check that out. Not sure what this is here. All right, so cool. Well done, everybody. 950 members in our Discord, and we've got our first AMA being run by Fat Sammy and stuff like that. So very, very cool. In fact, if we jump in there, I think you can see lots of people in there already at the moment, which is going pretty good. So very, very cool. Big shout out. Now, we will be, I don't think that one's going to be recorded, but we will be looking to record those in the future. So stay tuned for that, folks. It's going to be really cool. Workshops and AMAs can be really, really, really pumping, getting good info, good discussion, and of course, cool community. That's pretty much it. That's how we roll. Check my pulse in the house there, evening suit man. Woohoo! Wasn't working, didn't see the big dip. Hopefully, some people got a nice entry price. Good bounce back. Yeah, true. There, check my pulse. That was right and early. Good evening, fellow Hexkins. Don't fear the FUD. That's true. Don't fear the FUD. I would agree with that 100%. What else we got there? Big welcome from Hex Token channel. Mikey's in the house. Hello, everybody. What's up, Superman? And of course, what's up is the opportunity to buy Hex at a good, pretty juicy price. As probably I would put it there. Obviously, you need to do your own investment advice. And if you're new to Hex, of course, check out hex.com in the video description as well as how to buy as well. What else have we got going there? Hi, all. I'm Maximum FUD now, says Blobfish King. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Pablo, I'm not sure if you're serious or not there. Pablo says, just sold a kidney ready for the next tip, says Pablo. Oh, man, it's hardcore. That's hardcore Hexkin right there. Dick Smackers in the house there. How's it hanging? I don't know about your name, man. Seriously, you should change your name. It's a pretty gross name. The left or right or the head or the middle. I don't know what you're talking about there. That's the way it goes. Ashtree's in the house as well. We might have to just bounce out there. I'm not even sure. Let's bounce that one. Bang. All right, cool. What else? We've got Astri in the house there. Astri, woohoo! Good to see Astri. Vets in crypto, bang bang. Good to see you, Vets in crypto. Like and subscribe to Hex Token. Definitely do that. The more and louder the FUD, the closer we are. Yeah. I just checked out that user because I'm pretty sure that's might be the one user that we were trying to keep out of the chats. Blobfish King as well. FUD just observing. I'm not serious. FUD just observing it. Right? Yeah. Hex has had many of those issues, so no surprises there. Let's get straight into it, folks. We're going to get into the stock markets, then the crypto news, and then we're going to get the Hex ecosystem charts. Obviously, look at the big dip and the big buying opportunity. We're going to have a look at what the large whale that really made all the drama there, and of course, look at what they bagged. And of course, then we get into a lot of the key projects that we've been following, as well as the Hex daily stats. So lots of stuff in store there, folks. Now, I'm excited too about the highest of stakes teasers coming out in what, about 5-6 days. I think it's going to be fun as well. Lots in store. Let's get into it though. Stock market today, Dow in big move as Meta leads tech rally ahead of the midterms. Now, we covered midterms yesterday. I thought that was a pretty good, fun video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And of course, we were looking at the House and the Senate and how that's looking 2 days before the actual election day. So we've got the Dow Jones at the moment up 1.3%, up 423%, and of course 32,827 in the Dow Jones. Remember, Dow Jones is the top 30 industrials in the US there. We've got S&P up almost 1% at 36 points, up to 3,800 at the S&P there. And of course, the NASDAQ is almost up 1% as well, 89 points to 10,564 on the NASDAQ. That has a lot of the tech companies on it. And that's where it's at the stage. The VIX index with the volatility, typically when there's risk off on the market, that will be going up. Risk on, that will be going down. So we've got risk on at the moment with all the green charts. The dollar index is down versus trading partners. And of course, down 0.7 of a penny, 0.7 of a percent, down to 110 versus its trading partners. And of course, that should give a rally for commodities, right? So we'll have a look yet, but it didn't today. We've got pretty flat prices here on gold. At $16.77 and $20.83 on silver for the day. Oil, of course, is at $98 on Brent oil and $92 on West Texas, up 17 cents on that one. And of course, that's kind of where we are at this stage. So let's get into the commentary and see what's going on there. We've got a nice green commentary today, which is nice. The Dow racked up gains Monday as Meta led a surge spurred the rebound in tech stocks, following a rout last week, just as the US midterms set to take a center stage. So that's pretty much true. Meta platforms jumped more than 6% to lead big tech higher as the social media giant is reportedly eyeing mass layoffs that could be announced this week. Obviously, we saw Elon Musk and Twitter laying off a lot of people there. Obviously, I think he said something like $4 million a day or something like that. It was costing them, and so they're fixing that up. I think that was pretty much that, yeah. And so that started a bit of. I've been talking about there being cracks in the tech companies. We've already looked at employment lead-in indicators for employment laying offs and things like that. That's a sign of the coming recession, and it will pull back employment eventually. And of course, pull back markets a little bit on the fundamental basis. So that's kind of what we've been following that. And of course, here we are. We're starting to see more of this, folks, as the social media giant is reportedly eyeing mass layoffs that could be announced this week. So obviously, following Twitter, we're getting Meta as well. Easing investor worries about spiraling costs amid the firm's plan to keep investing in virtual and augmented reality amid a push into the metaverse. Remember, that has been extremely expensive. What was it? Close to $4 billion. I think it was $600 million above even their expenditure forecast as they invest. And so it looks like a nice rebound for them. A more than 2%. Who was the guy? Was it what was the guy that was on that the stock program and he was crying about it? Something he recommended and it got tanked. Can't remember his name now. You might remember in the chat there. A more than 2% climb in Microsoft and Alphabet also supported sentiment in tech, while Apple cut losses to end positive despite the warning on lower iPhone production. Apple temporarily halted iPhone 14 production, blaming C19 restrictions in China. The news triggered worries about iPhone demand, but some analysts pushed back, saying that demand remains strong. Well, not the news any bull wants to hear from Apple. It's a supply issue and related to China's zero-C policy, which is a very frustrating situation in Apple, and its investors yet again not demand driven. The US midterms, of course, coming up. I've got this in purple, which pretty much means it's kind of a mixed thing. Midterm elections, which kicked off on Tuesday, are also garnering investor attention amid bets that Republicans could garner enough votes to return to the House, which could stifle President Joe Biden's legislative agenda. And of course, we covered that in full yesterday. If you want to check that out, check out yesterday's video. I've got it timestamped yesterday, so you can just jump straight to it and watch that segment. If Republicans have a good showing, as has been expected, we see it as a modest positive for stocks if the return of a Republican control is limited to the House. Man, I'm sure they could have reworded that a bit differently. And a positive if Republicans take back control of both chambers, which is pretty much in the ballpark of what we said on yesterday's video. Energy also has obviously played a role in the broader market. So that's pretty much it at the stage on the commentary. So a nice cool green day for our crypto, for our old stock market. And let's see how that played out into crypto. Not so much. Didn't play out so much on the old crypto. BTC managing to get bounced back from that 21,500. We're pretty much down 2,600, down almost 2% for the day. So it didn't correlate very well based on these numbers. ETH there at 1569, down almost 0.7% as well. And of course, BNB has been probably really one of the top performers, up 337, benefiting from both Twitter and the bull rebound last week. Matagors is $1.24, holding up pretty well, 8% as well. And of course, Dodge, the other mover on Twitter, down to 11 cents now. So 15.5 cents, I think, was the high, down to 3.5%. And the other big play that's benefit from like Google Cloud as well as BNB or BSC chain is down 10% at $29.43. Plus also related to, I think it was at the FTX as well. So that's kind of some of our leaders there. A bit of a red day, despite the stock market giving us a nice green day. Bit of a red day here on crypto. Let's have a look at some of the crypto news. A bit of left field stuff here. The US seizes 50,000 Bitcoin related to Silk Road marketplace. So it's going back a little bit now, isn't it? The Bitcoin, which was obtained in 2012 and which was valued at $3.36 billion when it was discovered in November, is now worth $1 billion. So that's gone down quite a bit, isn't it? That's just the way it goes from the markets. Damian Williams, the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, said Monday that authorities seized 50,000 Bitcoins related to the darknet marketplace Silk Road. In November, the Bitcoin was valued at $3.369 billion at the time, now worth $1 billion. In November, it was the largest cryptocurrency seizure to date, but it has been surpassed by the 70,000 Bitcoin seized in February in relation to a hack of the Bitfinex crypto exchange. So those are pretty major recoveries. In the Silk Road case, the coins were found at an address in Georgia connected with James Zhong. The feds also found $662,000 in cash, as well as various precious metals. Zhong pleaded guilty to committing wire fraud in 2012. And this case shows that we don't stop following the money, no matter how expertly hidden, even to a circuit board in the bottom of a popcorn bin. Are they kidding? Even in a circuit board in the bottom of a popcorn tin. Is that unbelievable or what? But this is the way it is. Sounds like out of a movie, doesn't it? The Silk Road was an illegal marketplace on the darknet that operated between 2011 and 2013, and that primarily used Bitcoin as a method of payment. The site collapsed following the arrest of its operator, Ross Ulbricht, who is serving a double life sentence and 40 years in prison. That's some pretty serious stuff. Without the possibility of parole. Really? Wow. In 2014, U.S. Marshals auctioned off several tranches of seized Bitcoin, with 50,000 coins being sold for $20 million, following a 3,000 coin auction a few months later. Zhong manipulated Silk Road's withdrawal system by triggering 140 transactions in rapid succession, folding the system into crediting several external wallets with the Bitcoin, according to the Justice Department. So there we are, some of the tricks all the way back then. Crazy stuff, right? So Silk Road was pretty well known So there we are. That is a big deal there in the old crypto news. Kind of the highlights. We're going to get into Hex though. Woo-hoo-hoo! Hot dog. The Hex. Before we get into Hex, let's get into the chat there and see who's arrived in the house. I'm sure we've got a few more people. We've got a poll on at the moment, by the way, so you can smash into that. Did you catch the Hex dip? Yes. Partial limit order filled or no? I don't expect to get a lot of yeses in there, but that was just might as well post that while we've got this dip on. Who else is in the house? Let's have a look here. Tom Boss in the house there. Got to get any more dips selling. What's is now to try to get some cash to buy with. What else there? What's KBC's in the house here? What's Mr. Postman? We're close to bottom. Mr. Postman delivered some letters, apparently UPS letters, and of course that's caused a bit of FUD in the market to some YouTubers. And the only person I know that's received it so far is Maddie Allen by UPS notification, which is kind of an odd way to do it. Yeah, let's see. That's all I've heard so far. Check, woo! Bring it on the bottom. Let's get over with. Says check my pulse. Kramer crying says QQ. Thomas says I've got enough. Watts would rather more Hex before the Pulsechain copies come out. Says Tombos. That's always getting hexes. We are in accumulation zone. I've got that on my chart. We are well in that, and of course we had got a bit more drama than I expected, but we've still got that happening. Always important to preset the limit orders low, says Hexodal. Says that's good advice from Hexodal there. 0.019 filled, says Hexodal. Wow, well done, Hexodal, man. 0.01 set any more below. O's Dex Guru better than Matcha, says Hexodal for setting the limit orders there. Hey all, congratulations Hexodal, by the way. That was a good move. I hope everyone is well, says KD. Fat Sammy in the house there. Woohoo! A big shout out to Fat Sammy and Brian, and of course the rest of the moderators doing a great job in our Discord. We really do want to make it a great place for everybody to learn and to make online friends. In some cases, people meet up in the real world as well, which is kind of cool. Possibly says Hex dip happened so quick that most missed it. I agree with that, Mr. P. HH in the house. So, hey, good to see HH. Hello. Shana as well. Hey, you all, the time of our lives is Shana. Yeah, we've got lots of opportunities here, that's for sure. Howdy all, Matt and Bali in the house. Still waiting as well. Are you waiting for the wait token, or are you waiting for your limit order to be hit? I don't know. Let us know in the chat there. All right, so cool. Here we are with the Hex chart. Okay, this is the daily. We're using Dex Screener here. And of course, so let's scroll back here from our lows. Remember our lows? We've had two local lows here. Back here on the 18th of June, we got to 2.814 cents, 2.814 on this particular chart. On the 20th of September, we got our other low at a 2.766 cents. So pretty much around the 2.8 cents mark was our double lows. We are in obviously some sort of accumulation phase because it's dragging on in this kind of range. And of course, now I've got the accumulation phase based on certain assessments running through to the 14th of December. I do feel that we have, once we get past this Fed rate hike on the 14th, given the more hawkish stance of the Fed, that we may have an opportunity to move after that. And of course, we have been in here for quite a while time, let's say since the 13th of June. So what's that? July, August, September, October, November, December. That kind of feels 6 months of accumulation, but particularly this phase at the moment that we're in here. So far, this dramatic stuff here, of course, the left field stuff of these maybe a couple of letters rolling around about an investigation. The actual investigation, FW, it is out of Fort Worth, which is one of the regional offices of the SEC, and it does seem to have some certain things, but I have only seen the first page and a little bit of form. I think it's 1662, and of course that so forth. So they are supposed to be delivered, generally speaking, especially investigation ones, delivered by mail and confirmed that way. Now, that may change if there was actually a case on, but there is no actual court case. There's just an investigation phase on, but like a hunting for information. Now, we don't know if it's legit either. People can, it isn't a crime to mimic these things, of course, but people do that all the time. People do mimic and make crimes, and of course, they're low priority for getting caught. But this is the way it goes. So the only one I know so far is Maddie Allen that's received one. I'm not sure who else has received him. Not sure if RG3 or somebody like that has received any of those letters. But in any case, so it's not really confirmed to me at this stage. I guess Matty Allen will probably be one of the better people for that. So we'll see. At the moment, of course, we had the high of the price today at 3.66 cents. And then, of course, we have got a current price at 3.276 cents with a low. And this is probably the talk of the town, a low of 2290 on this chart. Obviously, Hex Hodl there got a bit of a lower dip on the limit order. Obviously, this sometimes doesn't catch the true bottom. And so he's talking about 0.19 cents. But in any case, the bottom of this chart is 2.29 cents on the old deck screen here. So that's kind of where we're at the stage. We've got the US elections coming up on the 8th, which I guess is tomorrow, US time. We're already the 8th of November here in good old New Zealand and Australia and places like that. And of course, so it's another day for that to happen. And I think if you check out my video yesterday, I think I've pretty much covered that. I think that if the Republicans win the House and the Senate, as per that commentary earlier, I think that's probably that gridlock is probably a good place to be. And then the markets will probably react pretty well. So the markets are pretty much generally, most of the time, they generally have a rally after that period. But of course, I still think we've got the bearish scenario in play, which means that by maybe the 15th or 16th, maybe 17th of November, we could get some sort of BTC flash crash. That's kind of the bearish scenario, maybe down to 14K, something like that. So that's definitely still in play as a bearish scenario, and I definitely feel that we're still in a bearish trend. And of course, we've got high interest rates, so that may offset the typical play that the market will rally within the 6 months afterwards, the midterms. But of course, we've got different economic times at the moment, high interest rates, hawkers Fed, all that sort of stuff. And of course, the inflation rate's coming out only 2 days later. Inflation's coming out later on. So the market will respond to that, no doubt. If it's below 8%, we may get a confirmation of that rally, and maybe following the midterms and an inflation rate that's maybe under 8%, we might get a little bit of rally on that, as we saw today. So a little bit of volatility in the market. This is the way, but volatility can be an opportunity too. We're seeing that today. Now, obviously, a big whale came in. We're going to have a look at the whale bot and have a look at this. So this last 24 hours on the whale bot, we had 22.5 million hex in-staked. That came out 23 hours ago. We had 6 million hex sold 23 hours ago for 212,000. Let's have a little look at any of these. See if we have any comments here. So can't see any too much interest in them. We had some 104,000 hex in-staked. Negative 21% APY, or ROI, sorry. Wow. Okay, 928 days out of 2073. That's pretty bizarre. It can smell fear. I don't know. It's pretty weird. Couldn't wait 10 minutes, lost, says Dave James. Yeah, it's kind of true there. Right, so cool. That is pretty weird, but that happened. And of course, what else there? 16.5 million hex in-staked. And of course, that was 10% APY, so very nice. 300,000 in-stake there. That got blown. Got 36% APY, so it's not bad. That finished early as well. Maybe a bit of fear selling with the old FUD moving around. Hex has been through a lot of FUD, folks, so this is the way it goes. 14 hours ago, we had 14.8 million sold for $500,000. And this guy had the same 14.8 million Hex 11 days ago when Hex was almost 5 cents. He sold it all at 3.5 cents and lost 170,000 in 11 days. Says Shervin there, damn wreck trader. Yeah, that's kind of weird behavior. But anyway, that's what happens. At the bottom of the market there. Let's have a look here. 14 hours ago, 10.3 million bought for 342,000. So let's have a look at some of this. Comments here. Strong hands, they say. Token balance seems to have gone up, so that's cool. Even Leonardo DiCaprio likes that, apparently. That's it. All right, so cool. We've got another 100,000 here. Looks like another early in-stake. Maybe the FUD has caused all three of these in-stakes to happen, and it's down 16% on the ROI. So it looks like three people pretty much smashing themselves. Let's have a look down here. Thank you for your service here. Obviously, we get all the 50% of penalties go to stakers. So that's it. The staker class always wins from that point of view. So 70 million X in-staked. That was a short staker, so no news there. Restaked again, so nothing there. 10 million, what's that? 10 million into the stake APY. 5 million stake for 800 days. Very nice. Well done. Congratulations to you, sir. And of course, 30 million there in staked 6 hours ago. Looks all good. Nothing there. We've got another in stake there. Nothing to see there, folks. 4 hours ago. Looks like we're getting into the drama now. 19.3 million sold for 615,000. And I think this might be related to what we're looking at here. Can't remember. It's maybe a bit early. Oh, ouchie, says Liama. Let's jump through there. Then we add a 2.1 million in stake 4 hours ago. Early too. Maybe a little bit of panic selling in there as well. Let's see what anyone's got to say about that. Man, lots of drama. Thank you for the rain. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Yeah. So some fear selling, FUD selling. Probably no surprises there. 21.6 million Hex sold for 535,000. So this is probably the big one that we're talking about. And consumer less. So that's pretty much it on that one. I think we had a little breakdown of this, which I think is this one here. So we go to this one. This is your friend Somni wallet F7E. I think that's the one we're looking at. Let me have a look here. Let me just go back in here. I think that's the one. F7E, OXFDA. I think that's the one we're looking at. Let me have a look at the transaction there. Slightly different. BC61. BC61. Oh, that's the transaction hash. In any case, the wallet here, F7E, who dumped 84.7 million Hex, received the Hex about 1,010 days ago. She bought 84.7 million Hex for $10,000. She capitulated all at once and took out 2.25 million US dollars, and it went straight to the Coinbase. Average sale price was 2.4 cents, and no more stakes, all out. So that's from your friend Somni. So pretty cool. We've got a few little responses in there. Also a huge win for us when we move into 23, 2024, 2025, because that would be 40 million of sale pressure when it's back at 50 cents. So it's a pretty good insight there. Instead, and she's all out for 2.2 million. So that's the other way. Instead of 40 million, out for 2.2. There we are. And of course, a lot of people bought that up, including XHODL. Managed to clean that up as well. So nice work there as well. All right, so cool. That is some of the highlights from the Whalebot. Let's have a quick look at the Hex staking ladder, the global stakes at the moment. Let's jump through. Let's go all the way through to what year? We're going to keep in the right year. 23. We're up to at the moment. So let's go to 13th of November. I can't even remember what time of the day it is. But there we are. We've got these stakes are the front running ones. These are a lot of the large holders that are just short staking. They've got 380 million there. So that first white line there is 380 million. So we've got a couple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that before the end of the year? Yeah. We've got four staking, 4 candles that are over 300 million before the end of the year. The biggest one, the 1st of December, 496 million Hex there staked. Coming out on 1st of December, the day before the Hex 3rd birthday. And there we are. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Bit of a gap there in December. And of course, all these front-running large holders that just keep rolling over 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And the vast majority of them just keep rolling over. So there we are. That's what we got. This is kind of the next year ahead. We've got this other big candle out here. That's 3rd of September 2023. So that's how far away it is. 620 million there. Obviously, these candles will keep restacking and slowly breaking up in the future. That's kind of what we expect to see. Obviously, there's lots of liquid Hex as well, which can make candles too. So yeah, maybe some of them are just sitting around. That's pretty much it on there. So that's kind of the highlights of all the drama. In any case, it has brought an opportunity for people. I think I just closed out of my chart, my wrong chart there, my Hadron chart. But that's kind of where we're at the stage. We've got inflation coming up. We've got a bit of a potentially rocky week this week. We started off really well with the green candles. Could end up being a nice little run after this. So there are competing factors for a bull or a bear move this week. And of course, I do feel that the bearish tint is still in vogue at the moment. We've got the XHSI auctions coming up. They're coming out pretty thick and fast. So we're going to talk about that too. So they're only about 5 days away. 5 days away. So there we are at the moment. Let's jump back. I don't know, my computer's doing all sorts of stuff there. We're going to get into the Hadron. Let me get into Hadron. Make sure that I'm in the right pair. So the Hadron chart, which I accidentally closed down. This is going pretty interesting. This also pulled back like Hex. So it was pulling back in this dramatic fashion. Obviously, Hadron and all Maximus, all second layers of Hex at the moment, is kind of expect them to move pretty similar, I guess, as well. Down at 3,000, and of course that bottomed out at 2,271. So absolutely smashed the old triangle there. It was already breaking out of it yesterday, the triangle. So definitely smashed down there at the moment. So opportunity for people, particularly with the Hex HSI auctions coming up. Let me just, sorry, I'm moving around there a bit. Coming up there as well. So only a few days away. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens there. It's going to be fun. It doesn't look like we're going to get that rally. And I've talked about that back here. We may get a little bit of a bounce in the last couple of days leading into it, but nothing unlikely to get anything spectacular unless a whale decides to come in and splash stuff around. That's about it. So it's kind of where we're looking at the moment. I do expect the market price to recover a little bit there for Hadron as we move in. Just how much is uncertain. All right, so cool. Let's have a look at the Maximus project at the moment. Obviously, this is allowing all the small players in Hadron to combine their forces and bid like whales. And at the moment, we've got Poly Maximus here, 300. And let's do a refresh, actually, probably slightly higher since I actually opened this up. So this is on Maximus-Portfolio Anvil. I'll post the link in the chat there in case you want to check it out, because a lot of people like to do that, right? Save it to your favorites. So cool. There we are. So we're up to 372 billion, almost 373 billion Hadron. What's it, day 4? Is it day 4? Day 3 finished? I think it's day 3, day 4. So that's kind of where we are. And of course, it's going through to the 14th. The HSIs are starting on the 13th, 0 UTC time, somewhere like that. We've got 1.4 million US dollars. Not bad. Not bad. A whole ton of little guppies joining together. I'm just teasing. There's some decent size Hadron in there. And of course, there we are. They're going to be forming as a whale, a bit like Transformers. That's pretty much the way it goes. We've got HSI bidding a budget there. This is just on the ETH chain, by the way. This is not on the other chains, ETH Power, ETH Fair. So you can do that too. We've got the Hadron. We've got HSI bidding budget. 84% is the average bidding. So people get to choose how much they're going to bid. Remember, it defaults at 90%, but people can set 70% and 90%, that sort of thing. It has to be between 50 and 100% there, I think. So yeah, 313 billion is 84% of the 373 billion. So that's kind of cool. Let's see where it gets to. We might have a bit of a late rally too. So we might end up getting into trillions here. This wallet is slowly climbing up in the top, getting to it. I think this gets to get to 1.2 trillion to get in the top 10 wallets. So that's kind of where it needs to head to. Be cool if it does. It does. The water token, which is used for Ethereum. So Poly needs Hadron. The water token needs Ethereum, and that's really a donation bucket token. 369 water for 1 Ethereum. We're up to 11,567 minted water tokens. Pretty cool. $49,000, almost 50K, and 31.35 ETH gone there, which is a lot of commitment from the community. Just shows you the strong belief and the success of the Maximus ecosystem building on top of Hex, and of course now association with the other second lab ecosystem, Hadron and Arcosa. So it's a close family. It's a close family, and they love each other. And that's pretty much where we are. All right, jokes aside, that's going very well so far. All right, so cool. That is the Hadron. And let's jump over to, I was just going to get into the quad charts here. Let me just jump over the quad charts. We're going to have a look at the airdrops as well. Actually, let's quickly look at the Hex ratios between the Maximus and stuff like that. I think we might have got Arcosa at $1.23, moving around, and it seems pretty good actually, $1.23. And we got Hex and base there. Let's have a look at the ratios. So Hex to base. So base is the 12-month Hex pooled state, 90, just under 99, 0.99. So yeah, it's probably okay. Hex trio. Let's have a look at the Hex trio, the 3-year pool. Staking pool 1.03. So okay, that's a little bit interesting. Discounts at the moment, I guess, is the way you might look at it. These are going to move around a bit, I think, over time. 1.15 for Lucky, the 7-year staking pool. That's some opportunity there, I think, in due time, of course. people are pricing in the near term. More importantly, I think at this stage is more valuable. Now the decky and that they failed to load, so I can't look at those. So we'll have to jump away from them. Let's jump over to the airdrops and free claims though. We've got Pulse Dodge Coin. Of course, we just had an AMA run by Fat Sammy, one of our community leads, and Brian, other community lead there in the Discord. I'm not sure if it's still on. Yeah, it's still on there, still running away. So that's really, really cool. I think we've got a special guest in there is Pepe, one of the moderators for and a whale inside the Pulse Dogecoin and Pulse Bitcoin ecosystem. So it's cool to have them in. It's our first AMA, and look forward to seeing more of that. You know, this is what our team of people, the community leads, Fat Sammy and all that, and all the moderators, KD, Shano, Wiki, Sandy Beach and others. That's really what we want to grow. We want to have it as a great place for people to learn about projects, good projects, and of course have good information and a good community. So get in there if you haven't joined. The link to the video link to Discord is in the video description. Spread it around, folks. It really is going to be a really, really cool place to be, I think. And we're in a bear market too, so it's a good place to grow and build that quality community over quantity. So cool. All right, so let's get into the airdrops here. We've got $6.30 on the old Pulse Dogecoin. Kind of been a bit like a hedge at the moment, right? So if you think about it, versus Hex, the Hex ecosystem charts, which is fine. I mean, there's a marketplace, so that's what happens. We've got, did get a bit of a dip yesterday though. We've got a new chart, you see. So this is a new daily chart. So this is yesterday's chart, just finished about 7 minutes ago. And of course, that's at $5.48 was the low. So it did breach that $6 sort of support level. But it's back up at $6.30. So looking pretty good there. Slowly marching away through the two phases. We've got the transform. We transform PLSD to ASIC tokens. And we've got the ASIC miner token there also for 30 days. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, Pepe gave us a good rundown there in the Discord. And of course, you can see quite a few people are still in there at the moment. So it's kind of cool whether they're watching this channel or not. I'm not sure, but they're definitely in there. And of course, it's an AMA on Pulse Bitcoin, which is cool. We're going to have workshops on Hex and things like that coming up. We're going to have other AMAs and other quality projects, what we consider quality projects coming up, whether they're rich art tokens or quality Pulsechain tokens or something like that. You can see we'll be doing that. So if you love that sort of stuff, get in there. All right, so cool. Let us jump out of there. We have a look at the results at the moment. So we're on the pulsebitcoin.com website. We're going to go over to the DApp and the DApp here and have a look at the results at the moment. So for every Pulse Dogecoin that you buy on the market, or if you got it free from minting, because remember Pulse Dogecoin was a free airdrop to Hex stakers on the 20th of April, and there's only 6,094,000 of them. And of course, the global burn. Every Pulse Dogecoin gets transformed into one asset token. So 2,888,000 Pulse Dogecoin has been transformed into 14,191,000 asset tokens. Just like in Bitcoin, you have asset miners. There's physical miners that are confirming the blockchain transactions, hash rates. Then you've got this as well. So the asset tokens here. So that's pretty cool. So far, 47.39% of Pulse Dogecoin has been burned. Amazing, right? Amazing there as well. And of course, we'll see whether it gets to 50%. Remember, we've got quite a few days to go. We're currently in day 18 out of 60. That means in 12 days' time, we'll have the first Pulse Bitcoin come out into the market. So because the first people that are mining, it's 30 days. So another 12 days, we'll have the first Pulse Bitcoin in the market where there's none at the moment, only stuff that's been accrued. Let's jump to the mining. We're going to jump through to the results here. The global active miner, 6,495 miners at the moment, 14 million asset mining power. And of course, they are earning themselves Pulse Bitcoin. Now, obviously, there is 1,050,000 Pulse Bitcoin being mined so far out of 10.5 million. Remember, this is mimicking, it's like a virtual Bitcoin. So it's mimicking that supply of 21 million. So this is really early days. And of course, this is hardening zero. And once it gets to 10.5 million supply mined, it will move on to hardening 1. So the reward rate will have, no doubt, as well up here. So that's kind of cool. I think that's kind of it from that one. We're going to jump over to the asset token miners, and this is a limited time period. So this is transforms running for 60 days. The asset token miner, which you only get asset tokens, you're not transforming asset tokens, so you can go mine. You're actually getting an NFT, where you earn ASIC tokens. And maybe in the future, you not only will be able to mine Pulse Bitcoin, but also mine Pulse Litecoin when they launch that secondary token. Global active token ATM account at the moment, 2,374. The average per ATM or ASIC token miner NFT is 693 points. And the amount there looks like 1.6 million points, which is about 1.6 million US dollars has gone in there. So it's going to be an interesting play, right? So once this ASIC token mining phase finishes, any capital that may spill over, since it's not going into ASIC token mining, may spill over into the Tran PLSD and to ASICs. Also, if anyone decides to claim their ASIC tokens through the ATM miners, that will also go into mining Pulse Bitcoin as well. So joining everybody that transformed the PLSD into ASICs. So there's a couple of little variables there. And it's kind of where we see it at this stage. And of course, the first day, 12 days from now, we'll have the first Pulse Bitcoin likely go into some liquidity pools, be able to buy and sell that. So at the moment, you can buy ASICs on the market and Pulse Dogecoin. Obviously, ASICs will be around about a fifth of the Pulse Dogecoin price, since it requires one Pulse Dogecoin to 5 ASIC tokens to do the transform. And then maybe in 12 days, we'll have Pulse Bitcoin on the market. At the moment, anything else you see out there would be a scam. So just be careful out there on that one. Right, so cool. That is our coverage of Pulse Bitcoin. And of course, a cool AMA in here with Fat Sammy and the rest of the crew, Brian. So very cool. Let's jump away from out of there and let's go to the weight token, another one of our airdrops. So we've got 3/10 of a penny here at the moment. So really struggling, obviously under very bearish sentiment at the moment in the markets. And this is the way markets go. The Zen price at the moment also moving back down after its little Zen NFT pump. And of course, a burning feature in there somewhere. We're back down to, what's that, 401898. So it's actually holding up reasonably well still. But that's kind of where it is at the moment. Obviously, its growth curve is a log function. And of course, it's going to take time for the inflation, top of the inflation cycle to play out on that. So we'll keep watching that. It's on like 8 or 9 chains. So it's very interesting project. I call it a possible project. So I do call it one of the more quality possible projects, but it's a possible project as opposed to what I call probable projects, which are more, it's more realized that they've been around. They've got a big community, all those sort of qualities that make it more likely to make money now than in the future as well. So that's kind of some of the qualities there. We've got the PP, the Paul Pleb, which is on open at the moment as well. So Zen is a free mint, but this is a Paul Pleb is an airdrop. And of course, that's pretty cool. We're going to talk about it in a second. But the price is just been trounced a little bit here. And not surprising, it's free. And of course, down we've come here to 503522. So we're at 3,500 on the old chart there. People are claiming and obviously selling at the moment. At some stage, people will maybe expect some sort of reversal. We will see. But that's kind of the Paul Pleb. Now, you can find all these tokens, of course, in our Discord under Pulsechain projects. We call them riskier, of course, compared to Richard Hart tokens. And, of course, if we go to the new tokens chat, we've got airdrop free claims down here and Pulsechain projects. So if you want to find all the projects that's in this one here, if you want to find the airdrop free claims that are on at the moment, then here they are here. You've got the weight one that's open at the moment. The Paul Pleb, which we just talked about. We've got the Kira airdrop coming up there. We've got the Texan token, which is on at the moment up till the 19th. You can claim. There's qualifying criteria for each of these. Typically, most of them around the sacrifices or hex staking. And then we've got Pulse Kittens coming up. This is only on testnet at the moment. And that's coming up too. And of course, waiting Pulse Police approval on that one too. Or review, I should say. So cool. That is kind of where we're at the moment on that one. So let's jump away. Those are the airdrop free claims. We're going to look at our Spotlight project, which is our speculative play. And of course, this is BNB Pot. And we look at it from the view of a staking feature. And of course, this is the world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino, currently at $10.69. This is the first sacrifice project for Pulsechain 2 that obviously is launched on BSC chain first because Pulsechain is not here yet. It's coming soon, though, coming soon. And of course, this here is a massive return for sacrifices already at the moment, even at a 10.5x at the moment, or 11.5x, depending on how you want to talk about that. And has been as high as 28, 29x on there. So it's pretty amazing. And early days for this. Let's have a quick look at the games on them. Obviously, the first game launched as Jackpot. We're expecting Roulette come out any time now, probably in the next week or so, or maybe 2 weeks. It's got to be coming close. updates in Telegram, of course, if you want to follow this project closer. Obviously, we're looking at the staking stuff here. Let's have a look at the stake percentage. We're now up to 74.76%. Does include the $100,000 BNB participation launch phase wallet in there. That's in there too, so you got to deduct that from there. But in any case, it's 75%, excluding the dev wallet as well, which is a few more percentage points. We've got the airdrop at the moment. 1,600 is the airdrop, and of course this gets paid out. I guess it's going to be in 22 days. Callable function though. The lottery looks like the lottery just got paid out. So someone out there, let me know if you luckily you won the weekly lottery. So someone just won it because that was full yesterday. Looks like it's been given out. So congratulations to whoever won that one. You have to stake BNB to earn that. The burn looks like the burn's just gone through. It's gone back to 0, and so the burn must have gone through. Let's have a look at the burn. We're going to have a look at this chart in a bit more depth. Let's have a look here. It looks like another burn's gone through. So let's see what that is. Oh yeah. So we're obviously at start the total supply is 1 million. We're now down to 998,808. So that's with one game I'm playing so far. This is going to take time, but the burn is just slowly ticking away, burning like a fire in the midnight hour. It's just burning away there. It's going to be interesting to see this chart. Now, it's got some, obviously, more games it has. The bigger the revenue, the bigger the burn, the bigger the airdrops, and the bigger the lotteries. But, of course, we do have that participation wallet, 100,000. I expected quite a bit of that to get sold down over a period of time, particularly when it gets paid out. But it doesn't get paid out until the last one is won. So it's still got a bit of time to play. So it's going to be some opportunities and some growth in revenue, some yield changes and stuff like that. So there's lots of things to play out. Still, but we're watching it pretty closely. It is a speculative play, but we're looking at it from a staker point of view. So it's kind of cool. What else? It does have a referral program too. So if you want to participate in that, you can do that also while the participation phase is on. Let's have a look at the participation. Almost up to 40% of the BNB in the launch phase has been claimed so far. Remember, it doesn't get paid out until the last one has been won. So we've still got 60,000 BNB to go from that one. So just take that into account. All right, so cool. That is our BNB pot. So we just jump out of there. Let's go back to, I think we're going to go back out to there. I think we've covered all our charts. Maximus, Maximus looking good. Hadron at 3,000. It's kind of where we are at this stage. Let's jump over to, I'm just going to close down a few of these. Let's go to the highest of stakes. This is coming out, of course, pretty soon. We got 10 hours here. I think we've got a little video here. Actually, I didn't play this. Let me have a look. Yeah, let's play this. I actually played this one, so we might pull this out, and I'll just play this now. Let's do that. Let me present to you. Let me present to you. Hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Let me present to you the highest of stakes, and hopefully you can hear this. Let's go to the beginning. I didn't actually see this pop out here. That's why I haven't played it in the video format. Oh, I have to put the sound on.
To say that there's this under economy that people are making real millions, billions in and buying real assets, I feel exposed. Like, what is going on? How did I miss all this was happening?
This is the best potential in the entire world. If you get this right, you never have to work again a day in your life. Get it wrong, you lose it.
All right, so that is a sneak peek there from the highest of stakes. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool indeed. Now, I didn't actually see that earlier, which is kind of cool. They obviously got these sneak peeks coming out here, so looking forward to that. There was a website there too, which I didn't capture the address there. Limited editions, thehighestofstakes.com. So we'll probably pull that up on another session, but pretty cool. Yeah, very nice there from the highest of stakes. So cool. Let us pull back our video and bam. All right, cool. Let us get into the Hex daily stats. Is coming up. I don't know what day we're on now. Day 171. Yeah, I think it's coming up too. So day 1071 going to be hot off the press soon. So stay tuned for that. We'll talk about that when it comes up there. Let's jump out of here. We're going to get back into, I guess, the Hex chart here. 7.9 million. See where that is at. Currently at just under 3.3 cents on the Hex chart. We've got a new candle on my chart. This is based on my charts, of course, my time zone. But definitely that's where we are at the stage. So it's going to be fun period. We knew November was going to be crazy, but it's kind of crazier than we even imagined this November. It's pretty funny. Now, Pulsechain V3, of course, wildcard. I should stop using the word wildcard. Let's say I'm not going to use the wildcard for that because that's not what I mean by wildcard. Pulsechain V3 is it's speculative, but when we're going to see that, we'll be looking forward to it. I'll be seeing it later. I really can't see a lot of reason apart from why it would be too late in the future. If it's a fork, obviously you got to understand the technology, what's going on with the proof of stake system, the setups and everything. And integrate the 0.25% fee and maybe change some of the parameters like the S-load function. Let's see. And man, wouldn't it be crazy if we got it in a pre-Christmas launch? That'd be pretty neat. We are waiting for the V3 though, so we'll see how we go. Obviously, some people expecting maybe March, April next year. Some people even talking about 2024. But I really don't see the reason why it would be so late for that. So cool. That's where we are at the moment. We've got the Hex 3rd birthday coming up on the 2nd of December. That's going to be a blast. So looking forward to that as well. All right. So cool. We're waiting for the day 1071. I'll come back to that in a second. But let's get into the chat and say hello to everybody that has jumped in here. Let's see where we're at to. What else there? Let's have a look. We might as well end our poll at the moment too. We might as well end our poll. Yeah. No, wait a minute. I'm going to come back to that. Someone's put it in the chat there. I'm going to catch up to that. That's funny. Tomba says, I got to go get the dip selling Wats's. Ashley says, you can't be serious. I think I got up to those. KBC's in house here. What's I think I covered that too. Kramer crying. Yeah, that's who I was talking about. Kramer was crying about talking about the Meta, wasn't it? I think it was Meta. Yeah. I got enough. That was terrible. Kramer said some terrible things. I mean, he's talked some terrible things, Kramer. The guy's completely off the wall. Thomas says, I got enough Wats's. I would rather get some more Hex. Hex Hodl in house. Hey, Yell. Did I get up to Hex? I talked about Hex Hodl stuff, so I've gone too far back. I've gone too far back there. Vance says, I thought I read something today that Matty Allen was in a car accident today. No, was he? Was he? Oh, that's bad news if that's true. I haven't seen that at all. For Pulse Beta says bad accident according to Johnny Chaos. Oh, really? Oh, well, our thoughts and prayers go out to Matty Allen for that. I'll have to check that on the Twitter or something. That doesn't sound too good. I heard that he is well. Hope he is all right. Okay, that's good to hear. Not the DeLorean. Yeah, QQ says. Yeah, he does drive a DeLorean, so I don't know whether he was in that at the time. Vance Malone says, for what it's worth, Trump is expected to announce he's officially running in 2024 later tonight. Yeah, I heard that could be as soon as Monday next week. So that's kind of when I heard Vance. Hopefully, Matty and the flux capacitor is all right, says Brennan. Still waiting for a weight token and still waiting to buy maybe next week. Loading MetaMask up and getting ready, says Matt and Barley. Nice work there, Matt. Always good to see Matt in the house. Peeps, if you have not joined the Discord, you are missing out. Do it now, says Vets and Crypto. Yeah, join our Discord now. The link's in the video description and in the chat, no doubt. Brian's normally onto those things as well. Hex on all chains will reach $1, says Cypher. I actually don't see convergence on all chains, but I do think all chains will probably do reasonably well over time. That's kind of where I feel about that. But good to see your perspective there, Cypher. I certainly hope so, says Vance. PSI says, I've had 5 limb orders set and 3 filled of them, but I got nowhere near the 1 cent mark, but got some at 2.9 cents cost basis, so I'm still pretty happy. Yeah, nice one there, PSI, nice one. What else there? We've got Check My Pulse says, just heard on the news, Elon is encouraging young independent voters to vote Republican on tweet. Yeah, I saw that too. That's a good thing. Hey, look, this is not a politics channel. Obviously, we do cover, things that influence crypto, like the midterms. But I think you guys know my stance on the current administration is completely nuts and bonkers. Let me put it that way. And they have a bad agenda. They're part of a global bad agenda amongst a lot of progressive leaders, including the Prime Minister of our own country. They are pretty bad people, and they're up to no good. So people have to stand up wherever they are and protect their basic freedoms. And we're talking about basic freedoms under attack at the moment. Vance says, and none of these end stakers minted. Hedron says Vance. Ted Nelson, house there. Hey, Ted, good to see you. Is there a price yet on water or poly? I don't know, actually. People have minted them. Not sure, actually. I haven't actually looked. Hex on all chains to the moon. I might check that out later, Advance, and we'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. David Morrison, how's it, David? Christian as well. Hey. Iron Life says, hey, everybody, just catch up on the stream. Hope everybody is doing well. Good to see you, Iron Life, as well. Is one poly, one Hedron? Yes, I think it is. Yes, one Hedron gives you one poly. Yep. What's it? Dave Down says, just waiting for at the station for V3 test. Yeah. Aren't we all? We are. Vance Malone says 6.389 payout per T-share. Not bad, says Vance. Yeah, has that come out already? Not quite there on here, but I think you might have seen it earlier. Hex Machine says my limit order expired. Missed the big dip. Very happy at 3.4 cents though. Long live Hex, says Max Machine. I like that. On Life 369 says I claim a PP. I haven't claimed. I also sacked a little as well. Will that be delivered once I connect to the website? I'm not sure when the sacrifice comes out for that. It's just an airdrop, so I'm not sure what you mean. Actually, you're confusing me a little bit with that. Limit orders expired after 7 days. Says Hex Machine. Yes, I think so. What's up, Hexkins to top and house as well. Oscar says, can you please talk about the SEC versus Hex subpoena? Yeah, I did talk about that yesterday. I talked about it a bit earlier in the live stream. Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of. The only one I know that's been served that is Matty Allen. I'm just speculating that maybe RG3 or somebody. Yeah, it could just be a phishing scam as well. It could be. It is like I looked at the letterhead. It was out of Fort Worth, which is one of the regional offices. It did seem to have the right emblem on the top of it. Obviously, it would probably be a federal crime if you were mimicking such a thing. The other thing, of course, is that case number was a bit weird with the FW. I don't know whether that's meaning it's the first thing. It is an investigation, like a bit of a phishing exercise of information, if it's real. So still don't know if it's real. It has a lot of the right things in it, but it's also a bit weird as well. I've only seen the front cover letter and a bit of the second page, which looked weird as well. After all your addresses and stuff like that, if your addresses, which is a bit weird, you certainly wouldn't provide any of that if you confirm. But the only people that can confirm, as far as I know, are the people that actually get served these letters. So if they get first served a subpoena, which is true. I mean, if you're an investigation, they can serve you a subpoena. But typically, they have to do it through 4 different mailing types. So definitely is the case there. I did have a look at the manual for that as well. So I think I might have that here actually. And so I pulled it up. I did have the manual, enforcement manual. So it is kind of in here. This is the enforcement manual that people have. But once again, it's the best places to get confirmation is from the people that actually get served because they're the ones that have to confirm whether it's legit or not. I haven't seen anything on that yet. Let me know in the chat if you have. I haven't seen anything. The only one I know that's been served is Matty Allen. So it's all a bit grey and messy. And in any case, it's still an investigation. There's no criminal case. It's just investigating. They may not do anything with that, right? They maybe just you just don't know who they're targeting. The influencers, the project, which is immutable anyway. So that's a bit weird on that one. So they've got lots of stuff here. Formal investigation, stuff like that. So those sort of you got all the details here for that. Let me just have a look at the. So I don't know if I've got the. Let me have a look on the subpoena. I'll put you there. services subpoenas. So this one here is pretty good. How I made it. Service shall be made by delivering a copy of the filing. Delivery means this is separate from a court case, right? Because no court case is an investigation if it's real. I mean, that's the other thing. We don't. If it's real, we're assuming it's real. If it's not real, it's still an issue. Now, people can mimic the things that are real, so that's not enough in by itself. Personal service: handing a copy to a person required to be served, or leaving a copy at the person's office with the clerk or other person in charge thereof. Or if there is no one in charge, leaving it in a conspicuous place therein, or in the office is closed to the person to be served and has no office, leaving it at the person's dwelling house or usually a place of abode with some person of suitable age and so forth. So there's a personal service there. Mailing the papers through the U.S. Postal Service by first class, registered or certified mail or express mail delivered expressly to the person. Number 3, sending the papers through a commercial courier service or express delivery service. So as I understand it, he got a UPS notification. Whether that qualifies with this, I guess. Transmitting the papers by facsimile transmission, where the following conditions are met. The person is so served. Transmission is made at such time as received during the Commission's business hours. Send of transmission previously has not been served in accordance with the written notice. So there we are. When service is complete, personal service, service by U.S. Postal Service, express mail, or service by commercial courier or express delivery service is complete upon delivery. I guess the UPS complies with that. So that side of it seems to be okay. At first, I heard people saying it was by email, which looks like bizarre. That one didn't seem like that would qualify to me. I know that there's possible exceptions if you go to court case and get a judge probably to give you that exception. I wouldn't see anything else. So that's kind of some of the stuff there. So cool. That is the enforcement manual. If you want to check that out, do so. But like I say, the people that can really only confirm these letters are people that get them served. I don't think that any of us can, ring up Fort Worth SEC and say, is there actually is this FW number real? I don't think any of that plays out. So some interesting stuff there. It is just FUD, says Iron Life. I kind of feel that way too. Thanks for the stream. Beach time now, says Matt. Hashtag jealous, says Superman. Nice one there, Matt. Already got my PP sacrifice airdrops. I think it's been sent out, says Tombos. Nice one there. Thanks, Tombos, for that. Who has claimed Texan or verified the claim, says Maddie. I think it's been done by we've got a Discord, but it's been done by, I think Pulse Police have looked at that. Let us know. Katie's in the chat there. He can tell you what to do with the ETH L2 networks, Artrium, Optium, and KZ Sync. What do you think? Hey, look, I mean, they're all fine. They're all places to operate on, Matthew. Good evening, everyone. Aaron Hex in the house, 5555. I like the name there, Aaron Hex. That's pretty good. Good evening to you. Matt and Barley says, family channel. We talk Hex projects, Pulsechain, Pulsechain, and relevant projects is Matt's. What else there? I believe that claiming for Texan and those that sack for PLS, or do they Hex stack from Fort? That's correct. We've got all that in the Discord as well, by the way, under airdrops. So if you want to check that out, you can find that in the free drop air claims. So all the decks are there. We do have a subgroup for Texan token at the moment, lasting until the 20th of the month. So if you want any help, you can talk to KD in there as well. If you want to talk about that, get in the Texan token chat there. That's in there as they are doing the sacrifice and, of course, the airdrop. So they're here at the moment. So cool. Day 171, 1071. We're still waiting for that. They'll be out soon. But in the meantime, we're at the Hex price there at 3.291 cents. What else there? We've got Sandy Beach in the house with the Sandy Beaches. Hi, Sandy. Always a pleasure. Hello, Hex token, everybody. Nice one. What else? We've got a couple of Tom Boss says, I agree with Hexo on the subpoenas. Even if it has any issue, it will only be a fine for some. And Richard ain't paying anyone to shell. So I guess, I mean, it's just, I can't really see much of a case in that case. I think the hard test is pretty good. He had some legal opinions at the beginning. In terms of the promoters, the influencers, I mean, there was the referral fee. I think you back in the day you could self-refer it up to 32%. Obviously, I used to have a channel before it got taken down. It was a long time. It wasn't taken down by the SC. It was taken down by the YouTube at the time. Michael says Hex Token Discord is bad dollars. You mean badass? I think he's meaning badass, Michael. Badass. Yeah, it is. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. I think I just read that, didn't I? It's like deja vu, Sandy. I just like reading Sandy's comments. That's all. All right, cool. There we are. So that's kind of cool stuff happening. Yeah, we've had cool AMAs. This is our first one. We're going to have these recorded in the future. Obviously, we'll get the technology to do that. And of course, we're going to have workshops as well around Hex, the basics and other stuff for Pulsechain. But of course, we do videos on this channel as well about that. So there's going to be lots of cool information as well. So very, very exciting. Lots of people in there for the first one. So very nice. Big shout out to Fat Sammy and Brian, KD, Wookie, and all the rest of the modders as well. All they do. I really do appreciate it. That's what makes the community makes things great, right? So that's the end of the game. There. All right, so cool. You're not quite out yet. We're waiting, but sometimes it does take a long time. Sometimes it can take up to 2 hours to get the data out there, but we're waiting patiently. All right, so cool. High stakes movie. That was a cool little video. I might actually pull that down and play that again at some stage. And it sounds epic, but far more than just sound. Says that. I actually thought the music's amazing. I'm really impressed with the orchestra music. Really is being thought about very carefully. So I'm really impressed by that. I don't know who the what do you call it, orchestra? Was it I can't even remember what the people they call them when they make the music up. But that's I'm excited about the music. All right, so cool. Who else is in the house? A badass, yes, is Michael. I was reinterpreting, or it's like interpretive dance, Michael, like interpretive dance. Sandy Beach says I have to get my microphone fixed for Discord voice chat. Hey, Sandy Beach, yeah. I mean, look, hey, you've given us your voice on the Sci-Vibe. Big shout out to SJ, and so yeah, you can get into Discord too. Hey, Seek 555's in house there. What's good? What's it good? Hey, good to see you. So excited for the documentary. Me too, Aaron. I'm super excited about it. I really think it's going to be great. So I'm pretty excited. Let's end our poll. I expected the poll to have a lot of no's in it, so it's no surprising with that. Did you catch the dip? No, 75%. No surprise there. Yes, 21%. Yes, awesome. So people might have limit orders or maybe they're doing market buy with this sort of pullback. So congratulations to you. Partial limit order fill, 2% there. That does happen from time to time as well. It can be a little frustrating when you think about it, especially if the price rebounces really high. You only quarter a partial fill. It can be a bit frustrating, but cool. Hey, Toddle did say that he uses Dex tools for limit orders versus matcher. And he thinks it does. It says does a better job there. So cool. I think that's pretty much so. Nice poll. Right, we're coming to an hour and 8 minutes. Let's play a little bit of funky music while we wait for the Hex Daily Stats. I love this. This has been, I think, it's a really cool job. I know Sandy Beach loves it, so get ready for the dance party. It's going to be cool.
$3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
All right, cool. You got to love that, right? There's that funky or what? Yeah, Sandy Beach got the funky music out, that's for sure. What I was going to say was Lies Beneath is in the house. Always a privilege, Lies Beneath. How are you today? Very good. Hello, all Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLX for the one. Absolutely Lies Beneath. The faithful will be rewarded in due course, and it is playing out. Now, if you got Hex stakes, you're getting rewarded every day, but Pulsechain is coming, and it's going to be pretty exciting in due course when it launches. I'm hoping, obviously, hey, big shout out to HH, Super Sticker there. I appreciate that. Got to do the Superman bow down. This is how we roll on this channel. We honor those who throw us some some coolness towards us. Appreciate that. And Aaron in the house with the fire. Yeah, definitely awesome. Big shout out to HH. Thanks so much for that one. All right, we've got quite a few people arrived today. So we've got Polter Pooch has arrived, the Pulse Tube. So woohoo! Nice to see one of the platforms jump in. Obviously, if you haven't checked out the Pulse Tube, amazing. Obviously, we've got the under useful links actually. The Pulse Tube, and of course, is the best site for Pulsechain and Hex promoters or influencers. So not just YouTube either. I think they may do Instagram or TikTok and stuff like that. But you can find them under Pulsechain and Hexchain YouTube sites. So we've got the Pulse Tube in there. And what a terrific site it is. Really, really great. Very neutral as well, which I love. They just let people, be creative on YouTube, which I like that. And of course, there's so many YouTubers in the space now, probably something like 130 or so that are kind of pretty much in the Pulsechain Hex camp as well. You can actually filter as well for all channels, and you can do sub 1,000 channels. So if you want to go watch some of the smaller channels that are trying to emerge during the bear market, you've got lots of people in there. You've also got the 555 clubs. So everybody between 1,000 and 555s in there as well. So lots of ones there, Jim Rat Crypto, Crypto Bobcat, Magic Carpet Ride, Fashion Coder, Funding Gym, Jake Sharp, all coming up there. Maxim Broadcast, Dave Vetter, Crypto Cuss Book there, Corey Costa. So many channels in there, and of course all the channels above that, above the 555. So he needs another category. So hopefully we'll get that up there too. All right, so cool. Very exciting. Check that out on the old Pulse Tube. That is in our useful links, which is pretty easy to find. Let's see how we're getting on. Still waiting for the daily stats to come out. The other thing, of course, we've got more people, so let's go through there. We've got was it 2 houses in here? We've got let me jump back up to here. We've got Undubious has arrived today, joined. A Banana Bomb has joined today. 8HC's joined. Crypto Yoli has joined there. Sugar Zeus, and of course Crypto Grass as well. Mr. Gigs the Chimp, so welcome everybody. London Miner, DYCP as well. We've got Night Elf Mega, and of course Hexland in there. We've got Slaw for Eek is in there. Some pretty interesting names, you must agree. We've got Image Chaos there. Next Notepad here, and someone come from not using a link, but somehow have jumped in there, hungry there. So hopefully they're into crypto and not some spammer. That's what we hope, right? But welcome to Hungry there. So pretty cool. All right, let's see where we're at the moment. Day 171 is hot off the press. We got it. Woo! Just in time before the end of the live stream. Dollar rules. So that's cool. We've got day 1071. So cool. Let's have a look here. We got the 7th, was it the 7th of November 2022? The price down 10.4%. No surprise with the old whale wick there. 3.275 cents. We've got the payout 6.39 Hex per T-share. Hex stakers get paid. If you haven't checked out hex.com, the link is in the video description. Make sure you do your own investment due diligence, though. Obviously, the only opinions on this channel. We've got 6.39 Hex per T-share payout. Pretty amazing, really. That's fantastic. We've got the Hex T-share price at $820. The T-share rate there, 25,034, up 13.3 Hex per T-share today. The only way of getting that cheaper is by obviously the market price of Hex going down, or if you stake out longer pays better. So you get 20% more discount, more shares per year up to 10 years. You can get that for a third of the price if you do a 10-year stake, for example. Average stake length 6.69 years. The APY is 38.85%. The APY means annual percentage yield. That is a compounded rate, and of course, yield means inflation. Hex is inflation up to 3.69%. Yes, there's emerging in-stake penalties. Obviously, for people that don't keep to their responsibilities that they committed to when they stake, those 50% of those penalties go back to people, and we've got a massive 38.85% return. Very a clever part of the Hex mechanism, and it basically rewards stakers. That's pretty much how it works. So if you stake Hex, you get the high APY. Liquidity there, 357 million Hex in there. Wow. That's what happens when a whale decides to sell out. We talked about that. Something was at 94, 95 million Hex there. Was it 84? 85. I can't remember now. I'm forgotten my mind, but it was somewhere up there in that ballpark. Sold today. And so we got that pool filled up. There we are, whales. If you want to get some Hex, come and get it. Sitting in the liquidity pool there. $9.7 million US in there as well. We've got liquidity pool, 1,132 ETH in there at the moment. So there we go. What else have we got? The T-shares. So Hex got 10,424,000 T-shares, down 4,755. It's 3 days in a row. Remember, Hex is easy to understand. We have a reward pool with inflation and penalties in it, and we have an ownership pool with T-shares, which stands for trillions of shares. If either of those go up or down, then the Hex payout per T-share changes a little bit. And at the moment, of course, we had that awesome day today with lots of penalties in the reward pool and slightly less T-shares in the ownership pool. So a very good result for us. So cool. Obviously, spread the word. That's the way it goes, is get people staked. That's pretty much it. Yeah, we've been seeing very good staking numbers during the bear market, more so than the bull market. So it's been pretty good from that point of view. Let's jump over to the stake percentage of coins. 9.72% of Hex is staked at the moment. Yeah. And of course, penalties is 4.9 million Hex in penalties. A great day in the office for T-share holders. In fact, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the last 10 days have been over 1 million Hex paid out in penalties. Nice. Let's have a look at the growth numbers. We've got 213 increase in the current holders. Obviously, with price volatility and price opportunity, with the dip, we get a lot more wallets. And we've got 213 there, up to 312,507. Stakers, which is our headline number. That's really the main number we look at, is up 106 today, 309 yesterday. And we're up to 112,169 stakers. So that's really cool. And well done to everybody staking. And of course, spread the word. Richard Art says, get out there, do direct promotion, spread the word. And that is that's how you grow, right? That's how the community grows. The total holders up 275 to 507,529. And of course, at the moment, getting Hex, you're going to get a copy on Pulsechain when it does launch. So we're keeping our tabs on that as well. Now, obviously, we're up to day 1,072, heading towards Hex's 3rd year birthday of day 1,095 on the 2nd of December 2022. And so, yeah, we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can see the Hex 3rd birthday on our price chart coming up here in yellow. We're getting closer and closer to that. Very cool. All right. So we've got lots of stuff happening in the future. And then we've got the election coming within the day, I guess. We've got the inflation results in about 3 days. Those are kind of the cool 2 big things for the market. Then after that, we've got Hex ecosystem specific event. We've got the big Hex HSI auctions, over 6,100 HSIs up for grabs from that point on, the 13th onwards, 14th on down under if you're in New Zealand, Australia. And of course, that's going to be exciting to see that play out. Really is. We could see a bit of action happening there. We've got Poly Maxim, of course, just continuing to climb the ranks of the Hadron whales. And so exciting to see that play out too. Still a lot of days to go. So lots of events. We never know when Pulsechain V3 might come out. Maybe it's out this month. Maybe it's out next month. We just don't know. But once we get that, I think it's a very bullish sign. It'll be ETH, a proof of stake, not the Binance Smart Chain version. And of course, that's bullish. So we'll be looking for that as well. People might get caught out by not playing in Hex when that does launch. And so it's going to be interesting times. Volatility is expected in the time ahead. And of course, there's just my opinions, not investment advice. Just take that into account. What else have we got there? I think that's pretty much the big final day. I think that Fed rate hike on the 14th is now more important than it was before, as we may end up getting 75 basis points. But as I say, I think looking further ahead, we've got 95% chance of recession next year. I think that if we get the Fed rate hike out, hopefully this year, but if it's February, that's just the way it goes, just longer. But then the other side of it is how long they go as well. And of course, I do think that they're overly aggressive now. They were late to the party, the Federal Reserve, and now they could potentially be over aggressive and keep the rates up a long time because inflation may be stubborn to really pull it down, particularly if they're targeting at 2%. We came in at what, 2.1, I think it was 2.2% last time. If it's coming down, hopefully on the 10th, if we see it under 8% on the headline inflation, that'd be pretty cool. We'll see how we get on. So that's going to be very telling how the Fed might operate leading forward into December. So pretty cool. That's kind of where we're at the stage. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And don't forget to get into our Discord. If you haven't joined, the link is in the video description. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. And of course, what else I was going to say? I think that's probably it really. We've got the markets at the moment. BTC at 20,597 and ETH at 1569. Will we get the capitulation in November that we're expecting around mid, say, the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th? We'll see. We'll have a lot more knowledge once the once the midterms and the inflation rate comes out. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's wrap up here with a couple of comments. I'm going to leave it on the old market chart here. MCR says Sandy Beach. Yeah. What else there? What's going on? Jump through some of those. Let's go on here. Hex Holder says try Dex.guru for limb orders. Rothko in the house as well. Happy payday. Hey, Rothko. Happy payday to you. It's a good day in the office for us Hex stakers. Thumbs up from M Rock Jockey. Thanks, Superman says Fat Sammy. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for the content, says Aaron. Hey, you're welcome too. Great stream once again, says KD. Hey, welcome stuff, everybody. All right, I'm going to play out a bit of fun on the way out. I think it's time. Let me find something that's fun. Fun in the sun there. Where are we going here? I think we might play out. Let's play this thing. This is very timely. Given some of the FUD at the moment, let's play this out. Peace out, everybody. Take care. Bye for now.
Remember all the haters? All the haters that told you that I was a scammer and Hex was a scam? I got bad news for the haters. We're making new all-time highs where everything else is getting wrecked. Price is up 4,000 or 5,000 fold in 600 days.
I've made enough money in the last week that I could buy a house in cash.
I would never have to work another day in my life.
I'm here to shill. I want to change the world, and I can only do that if people participate. The only thing that matters in this world is goods and services. Everything else is accounting. And our made-up imaginary internet money is better than the government's made-up imaginary internet money. Both of them are only backed by the shared fiction of the humans believing that they have value.
If Hex is a religion, then Richard is God.
I'm in crypto for glory. I want to have the best cryptocurrency that's ever existed. I want to have the best performing asset that's ever existed.
And so I think of blockchain as like the internet. In the 90s, everyone thought the internet was just for email.
I bought some this morning.
They're imaginary quarters. It's like playing Monopoly.
I put it all in. I went
Like all what?
all over house money.
This is a force that is not going to go away. The cryptocurrency is not going away. And at some point, the people that you met that you thought were crazy loon birds, they're going to be in the 1%, and they're going to be the people that own half everything.